Witches.
I'm Candi.
And I'm Jen.
And we're the Cornfield Coven. So,
I'm going to leave your do-do-do-do-do in there because I like it.
So we've done witches. We've done true crime. We've done vampires. We've done cults. We've done urban legends. Today, we are covering the circus.
Woohoo!
So,
oh, you know what though? We've already done carnies. It's real close.
Oh, that's true. That's true. This one's ghosts. Circus ghost.
Okay.
But not in a circus.
We could, yeah. All right.
So this is about the Al Ringling Mansion in Baraboo, Wisconsin, which is now the Al Ringling Brewery and Mansion. And also, I believe, an Airbnb.
Because it's Wisconsin.
It's Wisconsin.
Brewery.
But the cool thing that I found out of the whole kit and caboodle, the people who are running the Al Ringling Brewery and Mansion, it's, I believe, 3 gentlemen who invested into it. But one of them, the main guy, he and his wife live there upstairs. They are both from the circus. They grew up and they met in the circus. So
their families were performers.
So
that
to
is
me,
so cool.
That is cool. Like, they are keeping the history of circus life. And and just watching a couple of different videos on him and reading some stuff, he knows his shit. And so, anyways, I'll get to him. But a house once owned by a circus master, Al Ringling, of the Ringling Brothers Circus, that traveled around the United States and further. The cool thing about this is, like, today, Jen and I are recording in McGregor, Iowa. And McGregor, Iowa is home to the Ringling Brothers.
Dun, dun, dun.
So I thought that was kind of cool for today. I was like, I gotta make sure this one's done because... Yes. So, Al lived in this mansion in Baraboo not that long. He hosted lavish gatherings in that mansion, and he also died there. The home was built in 1905 and completed in 1906. It took 18 months to build and cost $100,000. But back then, the average house cost was $2,000. The Ringling Brothers could have built 50 homes for that price. The house is made with Lake Superior sandstone, which is no longer quarried. It's made with steel framed, so it was very strong and has 25 rooms. First off, that's a lot of bedrooms to clean. But this includes 10...
But if you can afford that kind of a house,
you got help.
You can, and $100,000 in 1906 is like $3.6 million today.
Woo! So that means the house consisted of 10 bedrooms, 12 bathrooms, 14 original chandeliers, 7 fireplaces, and 67 original leaded glass windows.
Oh, I love a leaded glass window.
Plus a kitchen, a living room, and a dining room.
And the kitchen was inside the house?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I think that was a relatively new thing around the turn of the century,
yes.
because a lot of times, due to the fear of fire,
it wasn't
the
big.
Kitchens
yes.
were outside
yes.
the house.
But with it being in Wisconsin, I think they had a small indoor to keep.
Okay. Cool.
It was a steel framed house, which was very strong. Oh, wow, I rewrote that. The house was built for Al Ringling, the eldest brother, and his wife Lou. and they moved in December of 1906, living in the home until January of 1916, just 10 years. Sadly, Al Ringling passed away in January 1st of 1916.
He just wanted nothing to do with that year.
I'm done.
Like, nope.
What a way to start the new year off, like death. So his wife Lou moved out almost immediately after his passing.
She
did not want to be in that home anymore. She didn't want to be alone.
Did she like the house before? Do we know?
She did, but it was a huge home for just her. They think she moved out so quickly because they had no children. And she would have been living there all alone with help.
That wouldn't have been great.
No. Originally, the mansion was about 12,000 square feet, and today, with the brewery addition, it's about 20,000 square feet. In January of 1916, Lou moved out and into a wooden framed house, because the mansion was brick, house that was right next door. So she didn't go far, but she just didn't want to be...
It's almost like, was it like a guest cottage on the grounds or something like that?
Yes, because they owned a few of the homes around it.
Oh, okay.
So that was right next door, and it was already owned by the Ringlings. So she just moved into the smaller home, and the mansion was given to the remaining Ringling brothers. The boys gave it to their one and only sister, Ida. Ida moved into the big home in the spring of 1916 with her husband and 3 children, living in the home until the fall of 1927. So they were there about 11 years.
Okay.
In the fall of 1927, Ida Ringling was invited to move to Sarasota, Florida. Her husband had passed. Her kids were grown. To live closer to the then last remaining living Ringling brother, John. So she took John up on this offer.
So like her brother-in-law was like, come be with me. We're both old and Florida is made for us. Let's do this. Oh, I love that.
And she never returned to Baraboo again. So she left and was like, bye. She did remain the owner of the home for 9 more additional years. But during that time, no one lived there.
Okay, so like it was given to Ida, but it was more like, or not Ida,
Ida, yeah. Lou was the wife.
Oh, Lou was the wife.
Lou was the wife. Ida was the sister. Sorry, sister, not sister.
So it was his sister, not a sister-in-law. Yeah. Still sweet, not as sweet.
So then she kept it, but no one lived there, not even a caretaker. And as you can imagine, neighborhood kids found their way into the house and did damage and whatnot in the house.
Goddamn kids.
In 1936, the Baraboo Elks were looking for a new lodge and were able to purchase the Ringling Mansion for $6,000. Now remember, it cost $100,000 to build. And
how bad of disrepair had it fallen into?
So in oh God, I just lost it.
1906.
1906. That's right. 10 years
for $100,000.
Yeah. So in 1936, so 30 years later, it's now only worth $6,000, or they purchased it. The Elks owned the mansion the longest, for about 75 years, and around 3,300 members had walked those halls. They say that someone was always in the building and hosting events 24/7. So there was always somebody in there. On July 1st, 2013 is when they sold the mansion to 3 guys who wanted to save the place from being demolished and becoming a drugstore, because they were going to tear it all down and make it a Walgreens.
Aww.
While the help of the city of Baraboo and wanting to keep the historic home, they were able to purchase it and make it a brewery and a historical spot for people to visit and tour.
Yay! Who are these guys? Cheers.
I know. It's like, thank you to these guys for saving the home and it not becoming a store.
Walgreens.
Yeah. Ladies' parlor. I can't even think. So it had hand-painted ceilings. Louis the 16th design it was just gorgeous. The new owners have become friends with the Ringling family. So they sought out and was like, "Hi, we're the new owners. We would like to extend an olive, like a hand, like, hey,
my gosh, I love these guys."
And the main gentleman who lives in the home right now, him and his wife are from circus lineage. So it's like they're keeping the magic alive in my eyes. The family has lended or donated. The Ringling family has lended or donated so much furniture and original items for the house. Some items had not been in the home for over 98 years. So they were coming home, like these pieces. Sometimes in the ladies' parlor, you will hear a piano music playing on the square grand piano when no one was in that part of the house. So the house is starting to like speak.
Come alive.
One of the three owners lives on the third floor of the apartments. It was originally a storage area and believed to be one of the most haunted places in the house. He said it took some luring to get his wife, but it was worth it.
They saged that shit.
They must have. There's some tourmaline on there, black tourmaline on there. It was once the servants' quarters. One night while lying in bed reading, he felt the air quickly change, and it felt like someone walked into the bed and it shifted a little. They sometimes, the ghost, made themselves noticeable in the room, but the owner said that the spirits, quote, quote, he would say to them, "Hey, I'm working on your home to make it nice again. Please be respectful, let me relax, and rest at night." And that seems to have set some boundaries, and they respect it.
I think that's really important. I hear about that a lot, that you just need to
balance. It's all about balance.
Set your boundaries. Okay, we can share this space, but you got to quit banging the pots and pans at 2 a.m., Jerry.
They're probably afraid that you're going to evict them.
Yeah.
So they're like...
Or, they don't like what they're doing, or they...
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. But it seems like a lot of people who live with spirits are just like, yeah, I just had to set my boundaries, and we're fine now. Yeah. I don't care if they bang the cupboards at 2 p.m., but when they do it at 2 a.m., we got problems. We talk about it.
Al Ringling is known to be seen roaming the halls. Wearing his black suit, he walks the halls and comes and goes, mainly when he is seen through mirrors and reflections of glass portraits. So like an art piece on the wall, you'll see something go by. Okay, so let's go back. There are 7 Ringling brothers and 1 sister. But on the Ringling brothers posters, you will only see 5 brothers.
Okay.
Not all 7. That is because there's only 5 partners. 2 brothers chose not to go into the circus business. One brother chose to take over.
I regret that because they got like real rich.
I was gonna say, one brother chose to take over their father's harness business, so he kind of made money from that because the circus used the harness business.
Oh, okay.
And the other brother was simply just too young at the time. He was only 12 years old.
Okay.
But eventually the other 2 also ended up working for the 5 other brothers and became partners down the line.
Oh, okay.
The one sister was never part of the circus, but ended up with it all after her brothers all passed. John Ringling passed away in 1936, and the sister got most of it, and then it all went to her 2 sons that carried the torch to keep it going.
Did none of the brothers have children?
No, only her.
Oh, wow.
And so
that's weird. For 7 brothers.
They don't mention it. I should do some more digging on that, but I think one of them had like a secret.
Oh.
But
one of those situations.
Not a redheaded.
Not a ginger holy ghost
baby, but they say that the rocking chairs will rock, and then when the living notice it, like when they're in the living room, the rocking chair will suddenly stop. That creeps me out. It's like just keep rocking.
Yeah.
So I know you're there. I know where you are.
Yeah. I don't need you wandering about, touching me and stuff.
The dining room is the quietest room with the least activity. I would be in there the whole time. When the Elks had the home, they gutted the dining room to make it a bar. The current owners have spent roughly $50,000 to restore it back to its original state. They have replaced the fireplace, the buffet, a cabinet, and a table. Now, most of the pieces in this house are ornate wood. So they have carvings, they have all like the details. So I can definitely see that being expensive.
Yeah.
The billiards room in the home is the room that most people, when taking pictures, catch orbs. Usually around the billiards table, as the table belonged to Henry and one of the Ringling brothers, and all the brothers would gather around it in the 1890s, and they played snooker.
Snooker, I think.
Snooker.
Yeah, it's
played
like
with 3 balls.
Yeah, it's like it's on a pool table.
Yeah.
But it's a different game.
Now, I know over
different sticks, I think.
In Prairie, Wisconsin, at the Villa Louis, that old mansion.
Yes.
They had an office and a pool table, and they played snooker.
Yeah.
I just think of Snooki from Jersey Shore. So it's I gotta be careful how I say that. Also, a fun fact. The largest Titanic reenactment dinners were held at the Al Ringling Mansion. So, at the Brewery. About 150 guests, 4-string quartet, and an 8-course meal were held. And once during a dinner, while everyone was dressed in 1912 clothing, a few people have had interactions with ghosts, they believe, or goosed pinched in the rear, and their top hats knocked off. In 1870, so we'll go back some history. In 1870, the first circus was held in McGregor, Iowa, where we are today. Woo-hoo. That is where the first 5 brothers started. The green room in the house is where the Elks had their poker nights. One of the times the Elks had a poker night, they were going upstairs to the green room, and a gentleman had chest pains and passed. Sometimes late in the night, you can hear footsteps in that area of the landing, and they believe it is him shuffling around. He's trying to get to his poker game. Also, paranormal investigators and psychics have always felt an upset, frustrated spirit in that area. Shit, he missed his poker game. He probably had some good juju. Well, he didn't, but...
Well, yeah.
But they feel a tightness in their chests. He died of 81. He was 81 when he died. So
Yeah.
In Mr. Al Ringling's bedroom, it is now a room where you could stay as an Airbnb. Same as Ida's room. They had separate.
Yeah.
The bathtub in Al's room is where they have been told he passed away in. So people staying in his room have seen some shadow pass going towards the bathroom. Others have stayed in Ida's room and say if they leave stuff like jewelry or keys on the dresser, they will hear sounds at night like it is being moved. Others claim they feel someone brushing their hair aside. Or their face being touched lightly. I don't like people touching my face if they're living, let alone dead. Or feel a quick, small breeze, or think they see something in the reflection of the mirror. Once again, the reflections. Ida did not die in this house. She passed away when she was 81, and she passed of old age natural causes in the little home next door that she moved to.
But I thought then she went to Florida.
No, that's the sister. Ida was the wife. Ida was Al's wife. The sister, Lou is the one that went to Florida.
Oh.
And Ida was the only sister.
Okay.
Lou was the only sister. Ida. You know. Okay. There's a room in the house that was meant to be a nursery.
Oh.
But they never had any children. But sadly, Lou and Al never had children, and after 3 miscarriages, they gave up trying. So it became a guest room. But when people stay in that room, they swear they hear little footsteps and kids singing and playing. Are these the spirits of the kids they never had? The room was called the Rose Room. A gentleman was working in there. A contractor was staying there for work and ended up only staying one night because he was completely freaked out after his first night in there. The spirits were jumping on the bed, moving his shoes, and picking on him, he said. Many paranormal investigators use their detectors and see orbs or energy movement on their devices. They don't feel anything bad, just little ones wanting to play. The parlor room, the spirits will mess with the door handles and try to wiggle them. So if you are ever staying the night there, make sure to keep the door shut just to mess with them, because then they'll wiggle and say, what's up?
Yeah.
So Otto Ringling never married or had kids or owned a home. He was a couch hopper between brothers' homes. But in Al Ringling's home, whenever Otto was in town and he wanted to stay on the couch, they always had a bedroom ready for him. When the new owners remodeled the closet in that room to make it a bathroom, when they pulled up the flooring, they found a time capsule box. Inside the box was the Ringling Brothers beer recipe, lots of circus memorabilia, and personal family stuff. I'm telling you, if I found a box like that, I would shit bricks, and everybody would hear me screaming with joy, just because how cool!
Yeah. Yep.
The closet door was always creaking when they were first in the home and deciding what to do with the room. They think maybe Otto was like, "Hey guys, you hear that creak? Come check this out." Like he was wanting them, like he was luring them towards the box. They think he still lingers in the room, like he's a friendly person, like ghost. So in 1948, the brewery was added, now called the Al Ringling Brewing Company. It was added in 1948 by the Elks for meetings, weddings, and large functions. Now it is a 7-barrel brew house and has the name Al Ringling Brewing Company. God, how many times? That should be a drinking game, everybody listening.
No kidding. Do they use the Ringling Brothers?
They do.
Beer recipe?
They do.
My gosh.
I think we need to go and check this out. In the brewery room, there are crashing sounds, but nothing, no mess. No damage. Another time, security cameras picked up sounds of like glass crackling, bottles breaking, and then there was no one on the camera. But then they would hear someone groan or say, "Oh man," like they weren't alone. They usually hear 2 male voices groaning, like one will go, "Oh," and then another one in another tone. Or a waitress will feel somebody tapping their shoulders, like someone or something wants to get their attention for another drink. But no one is there when they turn around. They also experience activity in the female's bathroom. Stall doors will be locked from the inside the stall and no one is in them. Sometimes people will think they see a woman in the mirror, but no one is in the restroom with them.
Oh, it's a Bloody Mary.
A lot of times they will see a woman in the 1910, 1920s clothing, like at the Titanic event.
Yeah.
And she'll be sitting there like, "It's just so sad." And she's just somebody during that time there who experienced seeing the Titanic, and she's there upset. When paranormal investigators stay in the mansion, a servant came through and a maid passed away. Oh, so a maid passed away while living there and in the home, and she got really sick. Ida's husband had a daughter before him and Ida married. And when Lila was giving birth, she had the baby. The baby passed away in childbirth, and Lila came through. So there was a baby. So that's why they hear babies crying.
Oh.
And so they always feel like she's searching for this baby. Like, she's coming back.
Oh God, do we have another ghost woman who is looking for a ghost baby? Because I can't. I did just confirm, by the way. Ida was the sister.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, you are welcome. That was a lot of names.
There was a lot of names, and I should have done a count on how many Ringling Brewing Company and Mansion and Brewing Company.
I'm glad it was you and not me, because I would have bungled it every time. You did wonderful.
But not only is the fact it was the Ringling brothers that fascinated me, but I think the thing that fascinated me was in this story of Ghost, it wasn't malicious Ghost.
Yeah,
they're
all fun ghosty,
gentle, and the kids wanting to play.
They're happy, but
people aren't like. I mean, except for that poor construction guy that just wanted to do some work, but it was more because they were messing with them, like trickery but I love the fact that this house. At first, I thought, "Oh my God, it's a rose red type story," and it's like the Winchester Manor where it's still growing and all that kind of
Winchester Mystery House so badly. It's like the only thing I want to see in California.
I love that.
Not true. There's other things I want to see there, but that's like number one.
But the house, so everybody that has bought the house has kept it a communal place. The Elks kept it lively because the Ringling brothers entertained a lot.
Yeah.
But the people who now run it are circus families, and they know, and they've become and respected what was, and to continue it on for days. So they have the original ticket box in the Al Ringling Mansion and Brewing Company. They have the original.
I believe it's Brewery and Mansion.
Brewery and Mansion. They have the original ticket box, and on it is a metal buckle, and it has an R on it for Ringling that their dad made them for their first real circus. And the family donated that back to this museum, and just stuff like that. And to me, I'm like, I would swoon for hours in there just going, let me touch your cascade.
Your history.
Let me soak it in. But that to me is what fascinated me. It's not so much scary. It was just history, somebody respecting history, and the new owners respect the ghost that are there.
Yes.
And that, I'm like, yay.
And the family that came before them. Yes.
Because if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have ghost.
Yeah.
Down the road for the next generation.
I have an interesting little tidbit to add to this. Ooh. So right after our first episode came out, I was talking to my aunt and told her what we were doing. And she had just come back from Florida. And when she was in Florida, she toured the John Ringling Mansion.
I was going to say where the sister moved to.
Which is also haunted.
I love that.
So, I mean, there's something that, that family just had staying power. They had a lot of riz.
I was going to say, they had a presence to be reckoned with. Like, they were there to entertain, and they're entertaining us in the afterlife.
Yes.
They are still going. So, yeah. So that's my spiel for today.
It was very fun. I enjoyed that greatly.
A little something different.
Yeah. All right. Well, let us know what you guys thought about it. Like, follow, share.
Click.
Not lick.
Not lick, just click. Tell your friends about us.
Cornfieldcoven.podbean.com. Cornfield Coven Midwest Podcast @gmail.com. Cornfield Coven on Facebook. Cornfield Coven Podcast on Instagram. Did I get them all right?
You got them right. Yes. That was a mouthful.
Did you double check me? I saw you pick up your phone.
I picked up my phone.
You probably should. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but you'll get it. I mean, I got you close enough.
Yeah. I would say you'll find us.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys, and tune in again.
Bye, witches.
Bye, witches.